Dialogue isn't the only place for character voice. In short, character voice is how your character sounds on paper. When I say it out loud, it doesn't make much sense, but that's exactly what your reader is thinking as they go through your story. Voice is what makes characters feel as if they have a personality off the page. As a writer, you create that experience by having your dialogue and prose match the character's worldview. For example, when I was revising the second book in my mafia thriller trilogy, Demonic Ties, I began to read a chapter that's narrated from Sarah's point of view, thinking it was Rolando's. I remember frowning and scrolling back through the chapter thinking, Rolando would never say this. When I scrolled back up to the top of the page and I realized I was reading Sarah's thoughts, the rest of the chapter made sense. Your character voice should be so clear that even if there weren't a chapter heading telling you who's narrating, you could identify the character. How do you do this? First, get it out of your mind that voice only matters when it's between quotation marks. Dialogue isn't the only place for character voice. It works together with narrative or prose to create round characters. Broadly speaking, your character's voice depends on their environment and their personality. Environment includes their location and people they spend their time with. Location can be further broken down to your story setting and external factors like politics, social norms, and religion. All of these will affect your character's worldview and frame of reference. Their dialogue and narration should reflect that. Personality includes things like their hobbies, communication style, interests, level of extroversion, and how they interact with other characters. The sweet spot, where personality meets environment, is how your character will see, describe, and navigate the world you've created around them. To give characters in the same world a distinct voice, keep in mind who's talking, what they're trying to convey, when they're saying what they're saying, and why they chose to phrase it the way they did. A character refusing to do something that doesn't align with them might say something like, "I'm not doing that mess." "Are you out of your mind?" Or just outright, "No." All of these have the same effect, refusal. Each one has a nuance that can reveal something about the character's personality. "I'm not doing that mess" is direct, but it also hints at strong moral values. Describing whatever is being suggested as mess indicates that it's against the character's beliefs or morals. The character could be religious or simply morally adverse to the context of what's being said to them. "Are you out of your mind?" is an insult to whoever this character is conversing with. Their refusal is apparent, and they view what's being suggested as insanity. Rather than it being immoral according to the character's worldview, the situation might be dangerous or risky. It would make sense why the suggested context would make the other party seem out of their mind. That brings me to another point. Idioms are a great way to craft distinct character voice, especially if cultural aspects are important to the world and plot. The word "no" is almost universal. Its meaning is straightforward. Unlike the previous examples, it doesn't give any insight to the character's motivation or internal conflict. What it does convey is that this character is being short. This could be the character's normal manner of speech, suggesting they're introverted, rude, or irritated. If being short like this isn't your character's typical communication style, the change will indicate to the reader that they're angry, anxious, or otherwise in a situation they don't want to be in. You can see how speech can easily start to form the reader's perception of your characters, but their voice should be apparent even if they aren't saying a word. The following passages are describing the same situation. Leave a comment and tell me your assumptions about their environment and personality. Number 1. Not the best way to start the day, but going back home wasn't an option. I took a deep breath and looked both ways before striding over the crosswalk to my office building. My steps clearly weren't quick enough. The elevator drew shut when I was less than a foot away. The time on my watch wasn't about to allow me to straighten up before I could clock in. My heels rapidly clicked to the next open elevator that got me to the correct floor just in a nick of time. Number 2. Just what I needed. Some jerk who couldn't see me trying to cross. Soaking wet, I walked to my office building. Not quick enough. Someone probably closed the door on me even though I was right there. I glanced at my watch. Didn't have enough time to get myself together before clocking in. The only lucky part of this morning was hopping on the next elevator and getting to my office right on time. From these 2 passages, tell me what you assume about these characters. Feel free to ask any questions you may have about character voice.